Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Saraswati Devi Gaura Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshanari Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshanari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavrinda Shiva Jayo Jayo Gaura Chandre Aarati Kushobha Jagamana Lobha Nitai Chahan Mame Gadadara Dasi Nitai Chahan Mame Gadadara Ekate Advaita Shri Vasa Chatradhara Nikate Advaita Shri Vasa Chatradhara আছে গৌরা চাঁদ রত্ন সিংহাসনে আছে आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देव गाने आरती करे ना आदि देव गाने आरती करे ना ब्रह्मा आदि देव गाने लोभा जग जन मन लोभा गौरांगे आरती शोभा जग जन मन लोभा बहु कोटि चंद्र दीनी वदन उजाला बहु कोटि चंद्र दीनी वदन उजाला काल देशे बाण माला करे झलमाला काल देशे बाण माला करे झलमाला Radha, Primi Gada Gada, Shiva Sukha Narada, Primi Gada Gada. Bhagati Vinoda Dekhe Gaura Rasampada Bhagati Vinoda Dekhe Gaura Rasampada Bhagati Vinoda Dekhe Gaura Rasampada Jaya Gaura Chandre Aarati ko shobha Jaya Gaura Chandre Aarati ko shobha Jana vitatavani Jagaman lobha Jaya Gaurani Tai, Gaurani Tai, Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai, Gaurani Tai, Gaurani Tai, Jaya Gaurani Tai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Jaya Gaurnitai Gaurnitai Gaurnitai, Jaya Jaya Gaurnitai, Jaya Gaurnitai Gaurnitai Gaurnitai, Jaya Jaya Gaurnitai, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्यासाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमदेश भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON फाउंडराचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्यासाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमदेश भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री नवदेव मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय। गंगा माई यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। आनंद गौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन नित्य की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ISKCON वर्तमान गुरु वृंद की जय। सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय। Lord Premanande, Lord Premanande, Lord Premanande, all glories to some devotees, all glories to some devotees, all glories to some devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada ki. वाचा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यो पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada Lahadayine. Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha. Jai Shri Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to the Sunday Feast program. As always, we are asking one question: who is here for the first time, just to welcome new people and to find out how they found out. Yes, thank you for coming. You can ask, how did you find out about the temple, about the program?
Just helping actually during the week.
Oh, nice. Feed the World Week with Mandala Ram and Sushma Mataji. Yes, thank you for helping. So yes, and you as well came together. Okay, nice, good friends. Yes. By the way, yes, last week we had a special Feed the World Week here, and our cooks were serving sacrificed, sanctified food here in Govinda's vegetarian buffet, and they served 1,500 plates. A shout out to our cooks, and yes, we have some exciting program as well next week, so that will be announced after the class. And let me actually welcome our online guests as always. Akinchanadan, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Welcome Guru Prasad, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Jaya, Hare Krishna. Jila Mahini, Mataji, thank you for joining. Maitri Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Nicole, Hare Krishna. Sadhana Mataji, Hare Krishna. Mataji Sheila, Hare Krishna. Stacy, Hare Krishna. Sunil Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Raja Premika Devi Dasi, Hare Krishna. I guess Sunil Prabhu already Shreyas Prabhu. Last week we had an initiation ceremony here at the temple. It was a huge event for us, because last time we had initiation at the temple probably years ago. Anyway, now we will hear some class lecture based on our scriptures, and today our speaker is Ekarani Janaki Mataji. Some short introduction. This is my good wife, and she got attracted to Krishna consciousness, I guess, in 2011, 2012, by listening online classes. So internet helped, and then gradually whole family got converted, and the whole lifestyle changed. We became vegetarian, and together with children, and then we started following the Krishna consciousness, and got to the temple eventually back in Ukraine, and moved to Canada 6 years ago. And this year she received initiation from Chaitanya Chandracharan Prabhu, got her spiritual name, and it's her first time giving a class public. I guess it was before online. We have online Sangha, online classes every day, but this is her first time, so please support her. And well, it seems she prepared pretty interactive presentation, so we will be putting something on the screen. And yes, so please welcome. Hare Krishna.
Let's chant Jaya Radha Madhava first. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunjali Hari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunjali Hari, Jaya Vipijana Bhava, Jaya Giridhari, Jaya Vipijana Yashodanandana Prajanarandana Yamunati We are reading today a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. Just a second. Technical. Srimad Bhagavatam, verse Canto 8, chapter 7, verse 44. Before we read, I pray, I say some prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chava narotana devim sarasvatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet nashta prayeshva bhadrishu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati ushtamashlake bhaktir bhagavati naishtihi. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, Narayana, unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and life in service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So verse I don't leave it for myself. Tapyante loka tapena sadha prayasho janah paramaradhanam tathi purusha sakya hitamanah. It is said that the great personalities almost always accept voluntary suffering because of the suffering of people in general. This is considered the highest method of worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is present in everyone's heart. So, this is chapter 7. This is in this chapter about Lord Shiva saved the universe by drinking poison. And I asked, too much reading for me, it's too much. So I asked devotees to help me. And I asked Sahil Prabhu read purport.
Here is an explanation of how these engaged in activities for welfare of others are very quickly recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, 1868-69. Ya idam paramam goyam madbhakteva appityasati. Nacha tasman manusya kaschin me priya kritama. One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness. Other welfare activities cannot be effective, for the laws of nature and the results of karma cannot be checked. It is by destiny or the laws of karma that one must suffer or enjoy. For instance, if one is given a court order, he must accept it, whether it brings suffering or profit. Similarly, everyone is under obligations to karma and its reactions. No one can change this. Therefore, the Shastra says, Tasya heto pratita kovido na labhyate yad brahma tam upari adaha. Need to read full?
Yes.
One should endeavor for that which is never obtained by wandering up and down the universe as a result of the reactions of karma. So what is that? One should endeavor to become Krishna conscious. If one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. If the Lord is pleased with him, what is left for him to achieve? If one has been recognized by the Lord, even if he does not ask the Lord for anything, the Lord, who is within everyone, supplies him whatever he wants. This is also confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. Tesam nitya vyuktanam yoga kashme vahmiham. Again, as stated here, tapyante loka tapena sadva prayasojana. The best welfare activity is raising people to the platform of Krishna consciousness. Since the conditioned souls are suffering only for want of Krishna consciousness, the Lord himself also comes to mitigate the suffering of humanity. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata apyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sarjamya aham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha sudarshitam dharma samstapnaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice or descendant of Bharat and predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself to deliver the pious and to annihilate the miscreants, as well as to re-establish the principles of religion. I myself appear millennium after millennium. Bhagavad Gita 4.7-8. All the Shastras conclude, therefore, that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is the best welfare activities in the world. Because of the ultimate benefit this bestows upon people in general, the Lord very quickly recognizes such services performed by a devotee. Hare Krishna.
And now I say praise to Shri Guru. Om Jnana Timrandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Miltam Yana Tasmari Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness, ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Mukam karoti vachalam panhum lanhayate girim yat kripatam aham vande shigurum dina taranam. I offer my respectful obeisances unto my spiritual master, the deliverer of the fallen souls. His mercy turns the dumb into eloquent speakers and enables the lame to cross mountains. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for this opportunity to speak. And I'm not qualified enough to sit here and talk about spiritual wisdom, but my Guru Maharaj, His Grace Chaitanya Chandra Charan Prabhu, and if I manage to change this, I can show my Guru Maharaj. Yes, this is my Guru Maharaj. So he always inspires to me and many others devotees. And before I came to Krishna consciousness, I had a lot of questions, all kind of questions, because everything is not so clear. And when I met Vedic knowledge, I found almost all answers to my questions. And I wanted to know more and more. I couldn't stop learning, listening. I just was very eager to know everything. And sometimes, you know, when you practice devotional service, maybe it's happened to you, that sometimes you have some problem, some question in your mind, and it's like miracle. You found this answer, solution to your problem while reading Srila Prabhupada books or during the listening lectures. And it was, with me, it was again the same. Once I was wondering, should I give classes or not? Because I'm not qualified. My English is not so good. And I was listening lecture of my Guru Maharaj, and he was saying in this lecture, let's imagine you are in a foreign country. And I was like, wow, how he knows that you are in a foreign country? And you're in a foreign country, and your house on a fire. What are you going to do? Are you going to enroll to language courses, or are you going to gain good qualification? What are you going to do? You just run out to the street and scream. Whatever you know, how you can, you just ask for help. And he continued, so please, don't wait. Don't waste your time. Please, just spread this Krishna consciousness. People so need this knowledge. And yes, for better understand this, no, not this, no. Oh no. And I told this story about house on a fire to my husband, and my husband commented on this. How wisely my Guru Maharaj give this analogy with burning house. And Srila Prabhupada always made point of this, that we think that we have a lot of time. This is our problem. We don't have enough time. And yes, and to give evidence to this, I want to tell a story that about months ago I received a message. One best friend of my mom, she asked me to help find her grandson. Her grandson went to the army. He was at war, and my brother is a military man, and he has a quite high position in army. So she asked to help her, and because they lost connection with this boy after one fight, severe fight. And in this situation, when there is no dead body, there is always hope. And I was reading all these documents about this boy, Andrei, and after a while I was shocked. He is only 25. And how many of us here are younger than 25? Please raise your hands. So most of us are older. So and we can say, you know, there is no war in Canada, yes? There is quite safe here, and everything okay. But who knows where is actually safe, where is not? For example, one devotee shared the story that his neighbor died because of the garbage truck here in Canada. And even my neighbor, he broke his leg, sleep on the step. How to say? Is it correct? Yeah. And it's funny because in front of his house there are only 2 steps, and one of them was cause of his broken leg. Is it just? Yes. And in this verse, I like this verse because in this verse, Srila Prabhupada comments that spreading the Krishna consciousness movement is the best welfare activity in the world. So we shouldn't waste our time and spread this Krishna consciousness. So the first, we have the most important thing in our lifetime. Second, this is human form of life. And how many species are described in the Vedas?
8.4 million.
Yes. So next slide. Not. And I asked devotee Anandamayi Mataji to read from one lecture of Prabhupada. He says about how rare this human form of life is.
Lecture on Bhagavad Gita 16.7, Tokyo, January 27, 1975. Amongst the living beings, there are some living beings which can move or can walk from one place to another. And there are certain other living beings which cannot move, just like trees, plants. There are also living beings, but they are standing in one place for many thousands of years. They have no independence to move. Now, in the moving, living beings, there are so many. The flies, the insects, the reptiles, the birds, the beasts. In this way, by evolutionary process, one after another, one comes to the form of a human being. This human being is therefore very, very rare. After going through 8,400,000 species of life, one comes to this human form of life.
Yes, and demonstrate how this real rare form of life, there is a story, and I ask also read this story. Could you please read? Yeah, Prabhu. No?
That's mine.
That's yours? No. No. 3.
Imagine all the billions of universes and galaxies are equivalent to a vast ocean. There was a wooden yoke floating on its surface. Consider that a blind turtle living in the depth of the huge ocean. Once every 100 years, the turtle would come to the surface to breathe and then return to the bottom of the ocean. What are the chances of the turtle surfacing at just the right time and in just the right place to able to put its head through the yoke? The probability of that is rare as the chance of obtaining a human birth.
Quite amazing, yes? And and next devotee, please.
I turned it off.
So one scientist decided to test this a analogy from Eastern spirituality with the modern scientific understanding. He compared two simple questions about oceanography and biology respectively. How likely is it for the turtle to pop its head out in the wood versus how likely is it for something to be reincarnated as human when it dies? We can estimate and compare these probabilities. We have ourselves a testable hypothesis. What is the probability of a turtle surfacing through a yolk's hole, and what is the probability of a human of being reincarnated as a human? He concluded that the chances of a tortoise's head coming to the surface right in the middle of the lifebuoy were about 1 of 700 trillion.
So we have this rare human form of body. We still have some time. What next we have? Most important here. About 3 weeks ago, I got a call from my brother. And usually we talk with my brother about, not too often, but when we talk to each other, it takes about 2 hours. But that call was about only 5-7 minutes. And why? Because he said that he is going to front. It means that the hottest spot at the war. And what really you can say to a person who is going to die maybe in a few days? For example, oh, you know, we bought a new car. Does he care? No. Or, you know, my son goes to martial arts classes. Does it matter? No, probably he's going to die. And what you can say to this person? What you can say? What would you say to close person who is probably may die in a few days? Any thoughts?
I love you.
I love you. Good. What else?
I won't stop. Oh my God.
Let's imagine. What would you say?
Will God with you?
Take care of
God with you?
God with you, yes. It was one of my point, yes. One of my sentence actually, God with you. Any thoughts? I said to my brother,
Don't die.
don't. I said, my brother, if you are in a very difficult situation, if it's too tough, too hard, please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And I know for sure, if a hard times comes, if a difficult moments comes, he will definitely chant. Why? Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila says, in this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. And absolutely not worried about my brother. He has a holy name. But let's think about those who don't have the holy name. And even we can take, for example, this is war, yes? And this is war. Terrible situations are happening there. For instance, 4-year-old girl was killed in front of her mother. Or soldiers, just for fun, killed prisoners, and so on. And just think of those who have the most difficult moments in their lives and who don't have the shelter of the holy name. They know nothing about Krishna, and what could be worst? And we are here, we are in this rare human form of life. We have the holy name. We are so lucky, and we still have some time. So how we should spend this time? Just spread the Krishna consciousness. And in Bhagavad Gita, in this actually purport that we read, Prabhupada says, "One who preaches the message of Bhagavad Gita to my devotees is most dear to me. No one can excel him in satisfying me by worship. There are different kinds of welfare activities in this material world, but the supreme welfare activity is the spreading of Krishna consciousness." And I'd like to show some video about how to important to spread the holy name. If I manage this, I'll show this.
So,
Stop. Sound is good?
let's try.
Okay.
Narendra Swami told me this story. He was in Belarus, and it was fall, and Belarus is a communist, actually just a kleptocracy of one guy in charge of the whole thing. It's a dictatorship. And if you want to chant, you have to schedule and get a permit. They'll let you chant in the park, but you've got months ahead. You get a 2-hour permit. You can chant in the park. So they applied. 2 months later, they finally got the permission to do it at this park on a designated day. By the time they got the permit, it was fall almost into winter. It's cold and windy and drizzly. All things not nice. So the devotee said to Narendra Swami, because Narendra Swami has bronchitis sometimes, and his health is not, spiritually he's very powerful, but materially he gets sick sometimes. So the devotee said, Maharaj, don't go. We won't go out. You're just going to get sick. Maharaj said, come on, it took us so long to get the permit. We'll go out. They said, nobody's going to be in the park except for some old lady, feeding pigeons and a few drunks. There's no point. You're going to go out there, you're going to get sick, and there's no real reason. No, we'll go, we should go. We'll go out for an hour, see what happens. So they all went out, they arrived at the park. Sure enough, nobody's in the park. Some old lady feeding pigeons and a couple drunks passed out. Nobody else. But Maharaj said, no, let's put a carpet down, put a pandala. We'll chant to the trees. We'll chant to the birds. We got a permit, we should do it. So they started chanting. 10 minutes later, a young man walks up, obviously an intelligent, nice-looking college student. He says, very seriously, "Can I sit with you?" He said, "Sure." He sits down. He starts chanting very, very seriously. He said, "Do you have some philosophy?" The boy said, "Yeah, I gave Bhagavad Gita." They chanted for an hour, 2 hours, time to go. He said, "Can I come with you?" He said, "I've had a real rough patch in life. Can I come with you?" The boy said, "Sure." Came back to the temple, read the whole Bhagavad Gita. Next day he had to go to work, so he asked the devotees, "Could you drop me off?" And went back to work. When they dropped him off in the park, he said, "Let me show you something." And he pointed, he said, "You see that oak tree over there, that elm tree? There's a big tree. All the leaves off." He said, "Look at the third branch up." They looked at the third branch up. He said, "You see that noose hanging there?" He said, "I was sitting on that branch with a noose around my neck, and I was just getting ready to jump." Suicide. The kid commits suicide. He said, "I thought, what's the use of just, nobody's really happy in this world. It's all, you got it. You got the material side of things. All the negative numbers, he'd come to zero. Not the positive side, but he'd come to zero." He said, "And as I was sitting on that branch with a noose around my neck, just ready to push myself off, I said, I offered one last prayer. I said, God, if you're out there," I said, "this is it." They call it a Zmat, a zero moment of truth. He said, "This is a Zmat, I'm going to push off. That's it. Case closed, game over. If you're there, this is the time to man up," as we say. We wouldn't say that to God, but this is it. Show me someone who's really happy, not a material fool's dancing dog happiness. Show me truth. Show me beauty. Show someone who's actually happy experiencing something beyond this temporary world. And just then, guess what happened? That's when the devotees got out of the van, set up the Kirtan party, and began to chant. And that man now is an initiated devotee. They saved his life.
Haribol. And I want to also read quotes from lecture of our Guru Srila Prabhupada on Srimad Bhagavatam from 1976. Prabhupada said, "We are executing the will of Krishna. Krishna says that anyone who takes up this responsibility of spreading Krishna consciousness or God consciousness, he is very dear to me." Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that Amara Ajnaya Guru Hanatara Sarvadesha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also Krishna in the form of devotee. He said that by my order you become a spiritual master. Oh, I have to become a spiritual master? What I have to do? Oh, I have no qualification. Oh, you don't require any qualification. Then what is to do? Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesha. Whomever you meet, you just try to give him some instruction of Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. If you cannot speak on Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavata or Bible or Quran, you can simply say, "My dear friend, I've got one request to you." What is that? Oh, please, chant Hare Krishna. That's all. Please, chant Hare Krishna. And I want to show our beloved Guru, Srila Prabhupada, where he states that actually we all are children of God. So I want you to hear from him. Oops, no. No.
Not this.
Oh, I should close this. Сначала.
So, every living entity is a child of God. God is the Supreme Father. And Krishna said, Aham bija pita. I am the seed-giving Father of all living entities. Sarvajonishu Kaurte. In whichever form they may live. They are all living entities, they are my sons. Actually, that is the fact. We are living entities. We are sons of God. But we are forgotten.
Yes, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, 4, it should be, Krishna says, it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. So, Krishna is the Father, and all living entities his children. And again, in that purport that we read at the beginning, Prabhupada says, if one tries to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world, he should be understood to be performing the best welfare activity. The Lord is automatically very pleased with him. And this is just sentences. I want you to feel this, how it's to be grateful for something. And the last video for today, the last video.
It's a desperate race to save two children trapped inside an apartment.
They're in the back room.
Body cam footage shows the police officer in Mesa, Arizona throwing rocks to break open the window. You can hear the children's screams.
Come to the window!
The cop is trying to figure out the situation when a good Samaritan appears out of nowhere.
Do we have a ladder or anything? No, I don't have a ladder.
Look, he's like Spider-Man. He hops the fence, stands on an air conditioning unit, and rips out the window frame with his bare hands.
Tell him to come to the window!
As smoke billows out, he actually hoists himself into the burning building. Moments later, he reappears with a baby. She's wearing only a diaper.
Give it to me! Go!
As the officer rushes her to the medic, the hero citizen actually climbs back inside to find the other kid.
Get in here! There's a kid in here!
He does it again. Another little girl saved.
Let me see. Give the baby. It's okay.
The girls, ages 2 and 6, are expected to make a full recovery, all because of the real-life Spider-Man.
Yes, ma'am. My son is, we're I can't see him. My son's not breathing.
Okay, is he not breathing at all?
He's not responding. Yes, ma'am.
Everyone is reading, no? Yes?
Please, ma'am, please. Bring me the three.
It's the heart-stopping video the whole nation is talking about. Good Samaritans leap into raging floodwaters to save a family trapped in an overturned truck.
I need a knife! A sharp knife! Come on!
As more people rush to help, they make this shocking discovery.
We got a baby! Call 911! Baby!
A baby boy, his 2-year-old sister, and their dad are drowning.
Oh my God, it's a baby!
Their truck went into the water as a monster tornado bore down on Myrtle Springs, Texas, outside Dallas on Sunday. The rescuers frantically try to rip open the doors. Suddenly, there's the baby boy, and he's not breathing. Moments later, his 2-year-old sister is rescued, still strapped in her car seat. She's not breathing either. Here's what happened next. The guy shooting the video, Tom Mitchell, put his cell phone in his pocket and began administering CPR. That's why the video is jumpy. A woman is praying alongside him. Then just seconds later,
She is breathing.
what do you say to all of those good Samaritans who just jumped in that water to help you guys out?
You have no idea how good it feels to know that people were there to help her. That they risked their lives jumping in to save my kids.
And we are here in this material world. We suffer here while we have a loving Father, Krishna. He's waiting for us. Just imagine how Krishna feels towards someone who is trying to save his children, who are stuck in this world for suffering. and He will definitely be pleased. Thank you very much. Any comments?
Usually we ask for some comments, maybe some thoughts after the class, if anyone has.
These videos actually made me realize that we are not grateful enough. Like, we are not. I don't know, I'm just a little overwhelmed. We just take life like so casually, we are not grateful enough. We have everything, we complain.
You still have time, don't worry.
I hope I change. I don't know, I'm just a little overwhelmed. I don't know.
Thank you.
Devotees online, if you have anything to add, any reflections. It was pretty interactive. Thank you. My wife was preparing for the class and she said, I want to prepare something so the audience doesn't sleep, as it sometimes happens when we read for a long time. It just to show some and have some connection with the audience. Hare Krishna. Harinamamrita Prabhu, would you like to add something?
Hare Krishna. You read in the middle, some people enjoy and suffer in the material world. Can you explain a little more about it?
So the question is, people suffering here, right? In material world. Well, so the question is why, or
why they are suffering and the details of it. What type of suffering and what type of this one. So what, when we do devotional service, how it affects or reflects or, take care of it.
So the question is, yes.
Yes, actually last lecture, Paramahamsa Prabhu was telling about suffering, that there are three kinds of suffering. First, suffering from nature, different tornadoes, like with this car. Second, from other living entities, for example, war. And third, this is suffering from our mind, from our body. Yes, and question why we are suffering, because like fish we put out from the water, fish can't enjoy here because this is not our place. Like Prabhupada always was saying, this is not place for ladies and gentlemen. So get out from here.
The material world. Right?
Material world, yes. This is actually a little bit spiritual.
Is that okay?
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for mentioning the holy name. So yeah, for people who are coming for the first time, this is what we do here almost every day. We chant the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's on the wall here, and yeah, we will continue with Kirtan. We will chant more. But before that, actually, as some of you know, now it's the Aarti month, holy month is going, and we are chanting Damodarastakam bhajan, special song, and we are offering the ghee lamps to the Lord. And today some devotees brought actually the deity, and it's on the table, and we will be offering the ghee lamps. And yes, after that we continue with Kirtan, and after that dinner. We will put the song to chant, and we will clean our hands with a drop of water, and then we will light up the ghee lamp and we will offer it to the altar. So yeah, stay with us. Everyone will have time to do that. Hare Krishna. So one more time, the process, we will clean our hands a little bit here, we'll give a drop of water, and then we are lighting up the wicks, and then please put it into the scent once we're done offering. Just let it extinguish by itself.
I cannot see it. Can you put maybe them to... Everybody can see the prayer? Yeah. Okay.
I will bring the candle, real Yes. Yeah. Great.
Damodara ki Shri Radha Damodara ki Kartik Ratha ki Shri Gaura Nitai ki Srila Prabhupada ki
Hare Krishna. Thank you. That's what we do, chanting the holy names and glorifying the Lord. Thank you for joining. Thank you for actively participating. A couple of announcements before the dinner. So next week we have a special guest in Ottawa. On the board we have a poster with Bhakti Prabhu Swami. He is coming from Europe. He's spreading this Krishna consciousness. He's attending different centers around the world, and he will be with us for two days. Tuesday, October 18th, it will be home program. If you'd like to attend, please reach out to me. I will share the contact details, address. It will be at 6 p.m. In Barhaven, right? 6 p.m. will be class. First day will be based on Chaitanya Charitamrita. It seems Surrender Prabhu. And yes, or reach out to Surrender Prabhu if you could raise your hand. Okay. And we will have dinner as well. And second day, Wednesday, October 19th, will be class here at the temple based on Srimad Bhagavatam, 6 p.m. as well. We will have Kirtan, we will offer ghee lamps as well, and we will have dinner. So please attend. It's a rare opportunity with such a speaker. And also, we have a lot of service opportunities throughout the week. If you are coming to the temple, or you are welcome to come for prasadam. We have Govinda's vegetarian buffet open from 12 to 7. The temple is open the same time every day. And our cooks, Mataji, Sushma, and Mandalram Prabhu, they always need some help, maybe on the kitchen, maybe here. So they are eager to share. And every Friday we have Friday Kirtan at 6:30 here in the temple. So please attend if you'd like to. We are chanting for 1 hour here, and again offering the ghee lamps. And Sunday feast program every Sunday 3 p.m. So yes, if you would like to be involved in some service, in some help, there are contact details of a person responsible for that and for certain service. Like we have a lot of service, like maybe helping with the Anandamayi with flowers, maybe bringing flowers to the temple and participating in decorating the altar or cleaning the temple or helping our cooks, and a lot of service. So if you cleaning the kitchen, and after Sunday feast today, if anyone could stay and help us in cleaning, that would be great. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And, the altar will remain open for 5 minutes maximum. If you would like to come, take darshan and take pictures, and then we will close it. So we could have dinner. Hare Krishna.